Well, good day, everybody, and welcome to the Neuroscience edition of 5-Minute Psych. In this 5-minute segment, we'll look at the organization of the nervous system, and in doing so, we'll start with an overview of our nervous system, then we'll look at the central nervous system before we focus more closely on the peripheral nervous system. Here's an overview of how our nervous system is organized, and what's most noticeable is that everything is organized in pairs. First, our nervous system branches off into two main branches, central and peripheral. The central nervous system itself has two branches, the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system also has two branches, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. Finally, the autonomic nervous system can be subdivided into two branches, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord, and you can think of this branch of our nervous system as being the decision maker for the body. The brain has two hemispheres, each with a number of structures that control voluntary and involuntary behavior. The spinal cord can be thought of as the main communication system between the brain and body. Sensory signals are sent to the brain from the body via the spinal cord, and this is also how the brain directs the body to move. Spinal reflexes, however, don't involve the brain, and this is highly adaptive since neural signals, although fast, take time to travel. Suppose you step on a tack. If that signal has to travel all the way to your brain and then back down to your foot before you retract it, that tack will be deep in your foot. But thanks to your spinal cord, it can start the retraction motion much sooner, sometimes before the signal has even reached the brain and you've said, ouch. The peripheral nervous system, on the other hand, is all of our connective neural tissue outside of the brain and spinal cord, or in other words, in the rest of the body. The peripheral nervous system communicates with the central nervous system about stuff going on in the body, like with our muscles, glands, and sensory receptors. Just like with the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system has two subdivisions, the somatic and autonomic nervous systems. The somatic nervous system consists of all of our voluntary movements, like getting a glass of milk from the fridge. The autonomic nervous system takes care of all of those involuntary aspects of our body that happen automatically, like digesting that glass of milk. The autonomic nervous system also has two subdivisions, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system is in charge of getting you aroused and ready for fight or flight. You've likely felt this part of your nervous system the last time you were stressed. Your heart rate will increase, breathing increases, pupils dilate, digestion decreases as blood is diverted to your extremities to get you ready for fighting or running. When the stressful situation is resolved, the parasympathetic nervous system steps in to bring you back to calm. It does the opposite of whatever the sympathetic nervous system did. It decreases your heart rate, breathing, takes blood away from your extremities and brings it to your digestive system, and so on. Well, we just looked at how the nervous system is organized, and we saw it was organized in pairs, with two main divisions consisting of the central and peripheral nervous systems. Then we explored each main division in depth. Now, aren't you glad you had 5 minutes?